Okay, well, good morning, everyone. I'm Terry MacArthur with the Woodlands Township Environmental Services Department, and we are so excited this morning to present this Smarter Choices seminar. We're going to start off the morning with Mr. Bob Dailey with Woodlands Water Agency. He's got some great information for us about those new smart meters that were installed over this past year. And I know you're going to find very useful tools that Bob will explain to us as the morning goes on. If you have questions as you hear Bob speaking, please type them into the chat window. Open your chat window now. You can type those questions in. And toward the end of Bob's presentation, we'll address those for a few minutes. We'll be taking a short break between the presenters today. And then we'll move on to Dr. David Creech with SFA in Nacogdoches, who will talk to us about wonderful landscapes with fewer chemicals and utilizing native plants. So let's get started. Bob, why don't you tell us who you are and let us hear what you have to say.
Sure. I'm Bob Dailey. I'm with the Woodlands Water, which is the water system that provides all of you with water and sewage and drainage for the Woodlands. I am the water conservation manager here, and I have helped develop the new water conservation programs, which you're experiencing right now. We're going to talk about the Advanced Metering Infrastructure, AMI system, which is being rolled out. We still have a few areas that have not been finished yet, but we're almost finished with the entire Woodlands. So bear with me while I try to explain this, and I'm sure you will have questions. So just put them in the chat box and I'll be happy to answer them. And I know many of you, so if you have questions later, you can either email me or call me up and we'll talk about it. So let's start talking about Woodlands Water and what we have here. Oops. Okay, I want to talk about how the AMI systems work, first of all. So we have a meter here. That's our new AMI meter. It's a smart meter, and what it does, as the water comes through this meter and goes to your house, this meter is sending information to a tower. We have towers all over the Woodlands now, receivers. That receiver will send information to you through your computer, your laptop, or your smartphone. At the same time, simultaneously, it will send that information to Woodlands Water. And so our departments will be able to see exactly in a real-time situation what your water is doing. Now we have 32,000 approximately homes, so that's a lot of homes to watch. We're trying to keep costs down, so we have a real small crew. I know you've heard of the city of Frisco, which is very similar to us. It's a master plan community up in north of Dallas, and they have probably 100 people doing what we do with 30 people. So we're trying to keep costs down. I want you to know that. We're a government body, so we're not a for-profit organization. We are controlled by the government, the state Texas TCEQ, Texas Commission on Environmental Quality. And so we're not making any money on this. All our job is to provide good services, proper water, clean water for you and for the future, because we got to think about your children, your grandchildren, and future generations to come. So we want to make sure we have all that in order. So having said that, I want to go on and start to explain some stuff about AMI, how it works, and how it can help you lower your water bills, understand what's going on in the water system, and check for leaks. All these things are available to you through this system. So let's go on and start talking about it. So this thing, whoops, let me get there. It's a little bit off, but this provides you with the customer with a timely notification of leaks. And I'm going to show you later a slide that shows how we do this and how it applies to you and how you can look at this in real time and see possibilities of a leak in your system. And you could be anywhere. You could be in New York, you could be in Dallas, you could be in Los Angeles, you could be in the Bermudas, whatever, and find out through your smartphone or your laptop exactly what your water system is doing. It's a great system, and it provides you with incredible information. So it supports ours and your conservation efforts. It provides more efficient service, more timely information of your usage, so you can have it on an hourly basis. Reduction of meter misreads, because, I mean, you don't have human fallibility on these systems. This is directly communicating to you and to us without any human being involved in that situation. Customers have specific time and water usage reports. And our staff, which is, we try to keep our staff small, reduce calls about billing into our customer service areas. And that allows our staff to have more time to deal with other customer problems like leaks and broken lines and whatever else may happen. We've had a lot of problems with the new electronic systems that they're being put in, and I don't know the name of it, that they're being put in for Wi-Fi. So they've broken a lot of our lines, and they probably will continue to do that. So we're trying to stay right on top of that situation and provide you with good service. I want to talk a little bit about what it costs. The total turnkey project cost is about $1.5 million. But we're saving about $1.5 million in maintenance and operation savings, because we don't have to pay meter readers to go out, and their vehicles and all that. That's being done with. So we're breaking even on this situation. But we have water losses. We have about a 10%. Well, it's less than 10%. Let's say 8% water losses through, maybe a broken line or a malfunctioning meter or whatever. And we figure we're also going to return about $300,000 through more efficient workings and saving our wasted water. So our cost per meter is approximately $575. You see the crews out there, and I'm going to talk about the crews in a minute. Scope of the project, we looked at it for 5 years. We've been studying this for 5 years. We've studied how other communities have developed this program and how it's been of incredible use to them and to their customers. Optimizing operations, enhancing customer service. We expected it to be finished in 18 months, but the freeze and several other problems have delayed that. So everybody is not connected right now, but we're working on it. We should have it done in a few months for everyone. The contractor is Amoresco, so you may see them in your neighborhood, and we'll talk about them in a minute. So ultrasonic water meters that are the install for the AMI system, they have detailed usage data. You can get that data on your computer or your laptop or your telephone, or you can actually go and read the meter. And I'm going to explain to you how to do that too. So you have very much increased accuracy. There's no moving parts to the meter. It's got a high resolution screen. It's all digital, so you can check it very easily, and I'm going to show you how to do that. There's no moving parts to wear out and impair the accuracy of the meter. And you can see, excuse me, increase in measured usage due to, excuse me, it's not COVID, I had my shots. Increased in measured usage due to improved accuracy in our program. Pardon me. And this is what the meter looks like. This is a closed meter. And then this is the cap right here. This is the open meter. And as you can see, there's some digital readouts right here. Now, if you're going to look at your meter, this is solar powered. The screen is solar powered. So it may be dark down there. You may have to shine a light on it to activate the solar system. So use your telephone or your light on your phone or flashlight or something like that, and just shine it down on here. So we're going to talk about certain things. On your meter, right here is your meter, and you see this little wavy line right here. This is an indicator, and you have a number of indicators that will appear above your meter, your metering process. So let me tell you what they are. This is the Neptune logo. This is the logo for the company that produces the meters. This is a leak detector, and I'm going to explain that to you in a minute. This is a reverse flow. This is a forward flow and warning for excessive flow. This is an empty pipe notification, and this is a low battery indication. All of these are broadcast to us when they're broadcast to you. So, and if you sign up for some of these programs, you have to sign up for the leak and stuff like that. But if you sign up for them, we will notify you by email immediately if you haven't read your meter yet. So let's talk about leak detection. The icon is used to indicate a leak. This icon right here. The meter tracks the usage. It compares the same time usage in the last 24 hours. If it discovers that there's an anomaly in usage, it will also compare it to the last year, the same date last year, and the year before, or the year before that, and see if there's an anomaly. So if it shows that maybe more water is flowing through the meter than normal, you may have a leak, and we will report that to you. When it happens, this faucet icon will begin flashing, and that indicates an intermittent or small coverage, or it will stay on, and that indicates a possibly larger leak. We haven't seen any malfunctions in this, so it's pretty accurate. In fact, it's very accurate for leak detection, and I'm going to show you how it works in just a minute. If the faucet light is flashing or on, turn off all water inside your house and outside your house. This is if you actually checking the meter. Then check the meter again. If the 9th digit, count from the left to right, is moving, you probably have a leak somewhere. So let's say we realize that you may have a leak from our notifications, from our reading of your remote reading of your meter. We'll email you, and then you can check it if you want to. You can certainly go out, look at your meter, see if that last digit is turning, the 9th digit on your meter. If it's turning, turn off everything in your house, all the water in your house and outside, and then check it again. If it's moving, you probably have a leak somewhere. So that's how you do that. Your smartphone, your computer, your laptop. If you activate your WaterSmart account, which is the adjunct to the AMI system, and allow us to email you, you have to activate it. We will notify you when your usage is unusually high compared with previous days or previous periods. So this is forward and reverse flow. If this is off, we're seeing no flow detected. So there's no water being pumped to you. There's no pressure in the line. This is flow detected if it's on. So if this is on, you will see there's flow through the line. So you should have water. And the final one is empty pipe. And this tells if the pipe is empty or there's too much air in the line. So you may get some air bubbles in the line, or you may not get any water at all. And that may be due to a break in the main line. That could be due to maybe the fire department checking the hydrants, flowing the hydrants just to see if they operate properly. So if there's a fire or some kind of emergency, they know that that works. I did that. So anyway, off means the meter is operating normally. So if this thing is off, you don't have to worry about it. And the final one is the time and voltage of remaining battery life. We get information on this regularly. I mean, this is real-time battery. Now, these batteries are designed to last for 20 years. So, but if there is a situation, we will be notified about it immediately, and so will you. So you don't have to worry about that. We'll take care of that for you. Now, let's read our meter. We talked about these things right here, the low battery, the water, no water in the line, your leak notification. And this is your readout. So we have 1/100th of a gallon here, 1/10 of a gallon here, 1 gallon here, 10 gallons, 100 gallons, 1,000 gallons, 10,000 gallons, 100,000 gallons. You better start watching your water in these two things, or 1,000,000 gallons. I don't think we have any of those, but we do have people who are using a lot of water still. Evidently, they're not really worried about how much water they're using, but 10,000 gallons a month is probably about average for the Woodlands. A little lower than that, I would say. 100,000 gallons is totally unusual. That's a lot of water for a month. It's more water than I can imagine. I don't know where it's going. And here's the guys, they're installing this. The installation takes about 30 minutes. It's not thing. Your water will only be interrupted about 15 minutes. So it's not a big deal. They'll do it quickly. They're trained staff. They know what they're doing. And if you haven't received it yet, if you haven't received your meter, you're going to get a door hanger. And then the order of the meter installation is 39, MUD's 39, MUD 1, MUD 7, MUD 67, MUD 60, MUD 47, 46, Metro, which is the downtown area, 6 and 36. So eventually everybody will get served. We're probably right now at 46. So we're getting there. And we will email you 2 to 3 weeks ahead of installations if you sign up for what I'm going to tell you in a minute. The installers won't enter your home or your business. They work between 8 and 5, and this is what their vests look like. Amoresco, and this is the seal on their trucks. Installation, as I said, about 30 minutes. If you have a meter behind your fence, which I don't think anybody in the Woodlands has, they will need access to it, but I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think anybody in the Woodlands has that. Now, all of your information that I just explained to you is available through the Woodlands Water Smart customer portal. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to get there and how to sign on. You can get a text message, you can get an email, you can get phone call alerts, anything you want on there, but you have to sign up for it first. And that's probably the easiest way to get information. Now, we have a project web page, and that tells you the real time and where we're working at any time of the month, what areas we're in. So you can go here to this website, woodlandswater.org/AMI, and that will tell you where we are at the moment. So if we're getting close to your house or we've already done it, then you can relax. Now, as I said, in order to get benefits from the AMI system, you need to set up an account with WaterSmart. It doesn't cost anything. You just have to go online on our website and sign up for it. And you will get an amazing amount of information that you can access or not. You can choose to go on there and access the information or not. It will be sent to you automatically through your phone, or once you sign up, it's there. So first of all, if you want to sign up for it, you go to this website, which is the Woodlands Water website, the main website page. And this is kind of what the page looks like. There's more information on here, but I want to show you this line right here that is at the top of the website. Now, we want to look here a little closer. We have home AMI services, information, news, calendars, MUDs, about, and contact. AMI, you may think is the place to sign up, but it's not. AMI tells you about the program. So if you want to learn more about the program, you can go to AMI, but I'm going to tell you everything about it. So if you're here, you don't need to go there. But where you want to go is to services. And I'll show you that right here. You want to go to services and click on this, click on services. Then that takes you to a WaterSmart portal. It's a pop-up and so you want to click on this, and that takes you to another page which says WaterSmart portal. There's a link there. You go to that link and you sign up and you put in a password and you get on there. I've blacked out the name of this person so you can see how inefficient. So you don't know who's being as inefficient as this person is. So I don't want you to see them because you may get upset. But anyway, this is what the page looks like, the beginning of the page. So you have your portal link. You can reset your password. It tells a little bit about your account. There's 2 occupants in the house. It has an irrigation system, and it has a pool. These people are not receiving their water report, but they did sign up for email leak alerts, and I'll show you that in a second. Email use notifications. They subscribe to email bill forecast notifications so they can get kind of an idea of what their bill is going to be like for the month. They are not receiving the unplanned use notification. They didn't subscribe to that, but that's another thing you can subscribe to. And subscribe to email urgent notices and service alerts. For instance, a service alert might be, hey, there's a line broken, some dump truck ran into the line and crushed the line, and so we have water outage, or any of those things. We will notify you immediately. But you do have to subscribe to all of these things. No cost. You just have to tell us you want that information, so we don't deluge, have a information deluge on you. So anyway, what we do, the next page is billing. And so we have the bill for every month, and you can get it for all the months that you have your system on. So here's your bill right here. Here's your bill right here. Here's your bill, payment bill, like this. So you know the history of your billing. And this is how we explain the billing. So here's your billing, a graph that shows every month how your billing is, every day how your billing is calculated. So here we have the month of September, and these are the days. This is your usage, not your usage, but your billing. And see on September 24th, look at the billing here, and that's on a Friday. So that's an indication that something may be going on there. But you don't have to worry about that. This is just for your information to show what your usage is and how much that's costing you. This is the information about possible leaks. What we do is we track your usage every day, and we've got this red mark here. For these 5 days, we're showing a higher than average use for those days in the past, during that month, during the last year, all of those things, we track this. And so we're showing this. So we sent this customer an email telling him that, hey, something may be wrong. You may want to check your system, your leak for leaks in your area, in your yard. Use analysis. So this shows your gallons per day that you used, the temperature, which is here. And you see this person is kind of keeping up with it. This one was kind of an anomaly. This is in April of 21. But here they're kind of keeping with the temperature and precipitation. Wow. See, here's the rain right here. So this person probably is within the in the range that's supposed to be, they're supposed to use in these situations. Now, strong seasonal use and irrigation. So we tell you how many 1,000 gallons you used during the billing period. This is this one right here. Here's your budget estimate. So when you fill out your system, you're going to tell us if you have a pool, if you have any other facilities that require a lot of water or require any water. And what we do is we're going to calculate that information and show you what the usage, your usage is based on 2 people living in a house, or how many people you have, how many toilets you have, how many faucets you have, your washing machine, and outdoor use. We can figure that out for you, and we'll be able to give it to you. But I thought something interesting here. We have reduced, the Woodlands residents have reduced their usage from 2011 to today, from 200 gallons per person per day to 91 gallons per person per day. And I think that's phenomenal. It shows a concept of conservation that perhaps we didn't have 10 years ago. So it's really showing how we can grab hold to our natural resources and start to look at how we can push forward, pay forward that water that we're not using to our children, grandchildren, and so far up generations. You know, we're getting bigger and bigger in Montgomery County. We have about 500,000 people here now, a little over 500,000. But in a few years, we're going to have 1 million people here in Montgomery County, not to mention what's going on in Harris County and Fort Bend. So we're going to have a lot of people here. And so we have to make sure that we have enough water, clean water, for them to drink and use in the future. So that's one of the things we're looking at. And look at the lawn usage for this person. And that's significant. That's the largest portion of this area. So just as an aside, we have 4 million acres of lawn in the state of Texas. It is the 4th largest crop in the state, lawns. And you can't eat it, you can't wear it. So it's kind of useless. I know people love lawns, but you may want to look at maybe taking some of the lawn out and putting native plants in. Dr. Creech is going to tell you all about that in a moment. And I can tell you that the Woodlands Water has a rebate program that you can get 50% back on your water bill of what you paid for native plants, up to $150. So go to a plant sale, pick up native plants. You can go to our website and see our list. We have a list of 100 plants that are eligible for this area. And we also have the names and locations of the businesses that offer these plants. So I would definitely go on our website and check it out. It's one of the many rebates that you can get with Woodlands Water. One is the native plant rebate, drip irrigation rebate, smart controller rebate. If you put a smart controller on this AMI system, then you even have more information, and smart controller costs have come way down. So you may want to look at that. You can go online and read about that. And then the final one is showing you your annual use and how efficient you are this year versus last year. So this year, this person is not being as efficient as they were last year, as you can see right here. So this tells you, you can have one glance at this and say, why did I use so much water this year and more than last year? So, I mean, it's a really good indicator. Now you can compare your billed water use. So you can look in July of 2019 to August 2019, what your bill was. You can look the next year, 2020, and you can look this year. So between 2020 and 2021, the bills are about the same for July. And that's one of the highest use months in the Woodlands because people water their lawns more in these times. In our previous periods, we can look at this, and July 21, you can see your use was 42% higher than your previous bill. So that's really interesting as well. Of course, this is the biggest uses estimated as irrigation. We know that, we all know that. So we may want to cut down on our water. We have a 2-day-a-week watering system in place in the Woodlands, and it's been in place since 2013. Odd addresses can water on Tuesday nights and Friday nights. Even addresses can water on Wednesday nights and Saturday nights. And this is not something we invented. Major cities are doing it all over the country. Our program came from San Antonio Water System, which has been named the best managed water system in the country. But everybody's using it now. Austin's using it. Dallas is using it. States throughout the country, cities throughout the country are now using this system. And it's been very effective in lowering water usage, because a lot of that water is wasted that we use, particularly on our lawns. We use that water and water rushes off into the street, and that's water you paid for, and it's gone to the Gulf of Mexico. It's down in the storm drains. It gets into the rivers, goes down into Galveston Bay, and it's out. It's gone. That's water you paid for that you're wasting. So this kind of we're trying to tell you that you can reduce your water usage. You don't want it to be running out into the street or watering when it's raining. That's important too. So we can look at the next page, and we can see that this person used 18% more water during the most recent 12-month period compared to the prior 12-month period. So we can see this usage here. Look at this. This is significant. Why did this person do this when compared to the previous year? I don't know why the person did it, but it happened. And you can see all of this water use. And while I'm at it, what we do in the Woodlands, your sewer bill, your sewer charges are directly related to your water usage. So let's say you use 10,000 gallons a month water. You're going to be charged 10,000 gallons a month for sewage, because that water has to go somewhere. So you're using toilet, your dishwasher, your clothes, everything else, you're bathing, brushing your teeth, shaving. All of those things add up to your water usage. And so that's what you're paying. However, we have a program in the Woodlands that if you use less water, we average your sewer cost for what water you use during November, December, and January. Excuse me, December, January, and February. And so December, January, and February, if you use less water, we will, whatever you use, we will average the costs there. And that will be your average sewage charge for the rest of the year, for the next year. So if you use less water during these months, you don't need to use more water because grass is dormant during this period. So you don't need to do that. So if you can use less water during these 3 months, your sewage bill is going to be extremely less than what you planned before, than what you paid before. So look at that situation. Now, here's your annual use. We can forecast that, so we don't know what this is going to be because we only have a partial information here. But we will have all the information as we get going, and as the program progresses, you will have that information. Now, here's the interesting thing here: compared bill water use. So we can see in March of 21 was 149% higher than typical use for this time of year. So March of 21 through April 17th was the billing period in 2019. You use this much water, or you billed for this much water. In 2020, you were billed for this much water. And look at this. That's over twice what you used in these 2 previous years. And why was that? That's a question you have to ask yourself. Why did my water usage go up during this month? You may have had a leak. Something else may have happened. So here's the profile and preferences. Your meter class, residential, it could be a business. Your meter number, your service address. I've got that blocked out. Your mailing address, of course. What the customer's name is, what your name is, and when you moved into this house. How many occupants are in the house? Do you own or rent? And do you live there? And outdoor usage. Irrigatable area, we have that information on here, your lot size, building size, your hardscape, irrigable area of turf. This is what it is right here. Irrigation seasons, irrigation method. Is it an underground irrigation system? Is it do you use your hose just to water it? Whatever you do. Do you have a time controller on there? What are your watering days? This person is an even address number, so they water on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Do you have a pool? Yes, they have a pool and it's uncovered. How many toilets in the house? How many toilets probably need to be upgraded? Now, I think all of the toilets in the Woodlands have been upgraded to the new standards. So it's very possible, slightly possible, that you have an old toilet. Maybe someone in the older areas, maybe Grogan's Mill or something like that, may have the older toilets, but most of them have been upgraded or actually built when the houses were built. High efficiency shower heads, you need to check that. Dishwasher, if it's after 1994, then it's definitely a high efficiency, low water use model. And also your washing machines. Leak alerts, this person wants to have information on their leak alerts. So they've signed their email. High use, yes, they want that. Bill forecast notifications, yes, they want that. Unplanned use notification, they're not really interested in that. Utility connect messages, yes, they are interested in that. Urgent notices, yes, they are interested in that. For instance, an urgent notice might be a broken pipe outside on the main line. It could be anything. So they get an email for this. Now, here's a record of your email notifications and also your payments. So if you remember earlier, I showed you that the little red thing during an April water use. These are the email notifications that we sent out to these people, telling them that, hey, your water usage is higher than normal. for this time of year than what you used last year and what you've been using previous months, you may want to check this. So you can go back and say, hey, I received an email the other day. I need to check on this. How do I go about doing this? You can call our customer service department and they will tell you how to go about it. But in the meantime, you can also look on this. This is going to be recorded and eventually it'll be put on YouTube, so you can go back and look at it if you want to. And finally, one of the best things about it is they have, at the end of this, they have watering advice. So you have tree watering, how to choose low water use plants, which we have a list, upgrade your irrigation controller. You have a rebate program for that, how to minimize fertilizer use. And why would we want to do that? Galveston Bay is extremely polluted on the north side of the bay. And one of the things we have to look at, why is it polluted? There's several things. One is fecal coliform that's coming from pet waste all over the area for Montgomery and Harris County. The other thing is chemicals from lawns. Remember when I said water runs off your lawn if you use too much water and it goes into the storm sewers? Well, as it's rolling off your lawn, it's also picking, and you're using chemicals, man-made chemicals. As it rolls off your lawn, it's taking those chemicals with it. And it's bringing them into the storm sewers and out through the streams, through Bear Branch and Panther Creek, going into Spring Creek and then into the river, then into the Gulf, to the bays, and then into the Gulf of Mexico. And so, there's still DDT in the silt in Galveston Bay. And that's from like 1983. So we have to be very careful. You can't even eat the fish on the north side that you catch on the north side of the bay. So we need to be careful about our use of chemicals and our use of water, because they're entwined. And so I would take a look at this when you use fertilizer. I'd minimize it. Take a 5-minute shower. Scrub up, wet yourself down, scrub up, and then rinse yourself off. Mulch. Mulch is very important. Mulch has a lot of properties. It controls weeds, keeps the soil at a normal temperature, at an average temperature. So let's say it's 90 degrees outside. That mulch is going to keep that soil probably around 70 degrees, 75 degrees. And it gets cold outside, it's going to keep it at about the same temperature as well. Then the mulch disintegrates and goes into the soil and enriches the soil. So those are some benefits of mulch. And you can look at this and check on here. It's got a full information. Please stop irrigating when it rains. I still drive through the Woodlands and other areas and see people watering during the rain. They're not doing it intentionally. They just set their controllers to water at certain times, and it may rain during that certain time. So they're not paying attention to what's going on. If they have a rain sensor, which is a cheap little system, and we have a rebate program for that, that will regulate your sprinklers. And it will say, oh, it's raining outside, let me turn the sprinklers off. Or if you have a smart meter, that's even better, because that will turn your system on and off based not only on rain, but also on the temperature, the relative humidity, wind flow, solar rays, all of those things it takes into account. And what it does is picks up information from all the nearby ET stations, evapotranspiration stations, which have that data, and they're all over the place. A&M has some, we have some, there other individuals have some, and businesses have some. The township has one. So it picks up all that information. And we also have when to water, the best times to water. So these are some important things that we have developed with the AMI system. And I would urge everyone to sign up for it. Do not have to have the meters in to sign up for the Water Smart. You can sign up for it now, and once your meter is in, you have full access, but you can still get information on the Water Smart program for your current usage. So I'd definitely sign up for it. And right now, even if you don't have a meter, you will soon. Sign up for it now. And I'm going to open it up for questions if people have questions. Terry?
Yeah, so Bob, let's just review a couple of things you said to clarify,
Sure.
and it'll answer several questions at once. The first is I want to ask you to clarify something you just now said. These meters do not turn off the sprinkler system when it's
No.
raining.
They do not.
When you said smart meter, you meant smart
controller. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yes, so the meter, it doesn't have the capability to control your sprinkler system in any way.
It does not.
But does the meter have the ability to tell both the customer and you when the irrigation system is on?
Well, what we do is we'll compare the usage of the normal day usage of your washing machines and everything, and we'll see the difference. So we can look at that and see the difference of when you're watering, because there'll be an increase in your normal usage. But we're not going to use that to penalize you in any way, but we will see some kind of increase.
So this will not be a definite indicator that the sprinklers are running at the wrong time of day or on the wrong day.
No, it will not.
So someone made the comment that if you're sprinkling on the wrong day or at the wrong time, it's kind of up to neighbors to report you. Is it a good idea to let Woodlands Water know when they see sprinkler systems on? I mean, perhaps the person is not intentionally watering on the wrong day. They may be away at work and say, for example, there was a electric storm that reset the computer in their controller, and perhaps they're not even aware that their sprinklers are running at the wrong time. So if someone lets you know the day, the time, and the address where sprinklers are running at the wrong time, wrong day, then you have the option to notify them with a friendly reminder letter. Is that correct?
That's correct. And a lot of people will call me, and we got calls last week. There was a power outage in one part of the Woodlands, and people were calling me and saying, hey, my sprinkler went off on the wrong day because it was, the system reset itself. And, I mean, we take that into consideration. It's not a big deal. Those things happen. The controller may be malfunctioning in some way, or they may be out of town. There's a lot of things that happen. The most problems that we've had are businesses. That's the largest problems that we've had with overwatering and watering at the wrong time are businesses in the Woodlands. Residents seem to know what the problems are. We have given out, we give warnings out. If people are watering, we'll give them a warning, a little ticket on their door, and then they can call me and explain if there's a problem. They can explain it to me and I'll take care of it. But as far as I know, as far as I can remember, I think in the last 10 years, what we have done, or 9 years, 8 years, whatever, what we have done is when those things happen, people either call me and I will take care of it. We'll have a discussion and I will take care of it. Or we will look at the how many times that person may have violated. I don't want to use the word violated because it's not a crime, but we will look at that and say, okay, well, let's have a discussion about this. But as I said, most of the people, the residents, maybe we've given out 2 tickets in the last 8 years for violations, second violation for residences. Businesses, we have tagged a lot of businesses. In fact, I find some businesses for $200 per month for running their systems at the wrong times during the daytime. So we haven't had a lot of problems with residents. We've had more problems with businesses, and I don't know why, but I'll send a letter out or I'll have a conversation with them. It's not a big deal.
And so Bob, for folks who live in the Woodlands Township and get their water bill from Woodlands Water, those residents are on a defined irrigation schedule.
Yes, they are.
You live in the Woodlands Township and you do not get your bill from Woodlands Water. Defined irrigation schedule is not mandatory, but rather suggested.
Exactly.
So if you get your bill from Woodlands Water, would you mind saying one more time, Bob, what those odd, even watering days are?
I will. The watering days for an odd number address is Tuesday nights from 8 p.m. to Wednesday morning at 6 a.m. So the next morning, and Friday night from 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. on Saturday morning. Even addresses are from 8 p.m. Wednesday night to 6 a.m. Thursday morning, and 8 p.m. Saturday night to 6 a.m. Sunday morning. So you have those windows to water in. And why we did that is a whole different conversation. I could speak for an hour on that, but it's for water conservation. The whole process is for water conservation, because what we're doing is we're considering the forward, what we have to pay forward for water. I'm sorry, does that answer your question?
Yes, it does. And so if one is consistently watering outside the correct day and time, after they get that first friendly letter or friendly discussion, there are surcharges on their water bill for continuing to do that. Is that correct?
That's correct. The first, you get a warning, and then the second notification is a $50 charge on your water bill. The third notification is a $100 bill, a $100 charge on your water bill, and the third or the fourth notification is a $200 charge on your water bill. So it's just a way to encourage people to conserve water. I mean, we're not out trying to make money off people, because that's not allowed under our organization. But we are trying to force people or to encourage people to save water.
And as far as those businesses that you have seen watering outside the time limit, if a resident is out driving and sees that the parking lot Esplanade has the sprinkler going during the day, should they let you know about that?
Immediately, because I have people on the road that I can send out and check that out, check the system and give them a notification if that's necessary. Yes, and they can email me at bdailey, DAILEY, at woodlandswater.org, and I will respond immediately wherever I am and take care of it. So unless it's Cherry, because she sends me information all the time, and I try to stay on top of it, but I get so much from her. No, I'm just teasing. We try to stay very, very proactive on those things.
So Bob, before we move on, let me ask you again, if people who live in the Woodlands or in the area wanted to subscribe to your weekly watering recommendation, do they have to be a Woodlands Water customer to get that?
No, they don't. I have, I guess maybe 300 or 400 people. We have 24,000 people who subscribe right now. And I have maybe 100, maybe 300 or 400 people who live outside the Woodlands who also subscribe to it.
And so what kind of information do you send out weekly about the need to water or not?
What I do is I take information from two places. One is from the Texas ET network, Evapotranspiration Network, and they have a formula that I use for calculating how much water St. Augustine, do I need to stop?
Nope.
St. Augustine grass or Bermuda grass needs, it requires. And then I use that formula, and then I go to Harris County Flood Warning System, which tracks the amount of rainfall in the Woodlands. And I check our system, which we have 4 ET stations across the Woodlands. We use all that information, and then I figure out what the rainfall was or what the precipitation was for the last 7 days, and then make a decision of whether we should irrigate one day, one evening, or 2 days a week, or what we should do on that irrigation. But I also have other information. In fact, I think I put this event on one of my emails, and there's other information on there. There's a connection for the Texas Drought Monitor. There's a connection if you want to find out more about the defined irrigation schedule. You can go, there's a link there. There's a link to the Woodlands Green rain barrel sales, which everybody should do. This is an aside. I just figured out that if everybody in the Woodlands had one rain barrel, we could save 1.6 billion gallons a year in water usage. We use about 6 billion gallons a year. So we could save 1 billion gallons a year. So the township is saving, just through their water conservation program, about 1 billion gallons. And so that's 2 billion gallons we could save right there. So we would only be using 4 billion gallons a year, which to me is pretty significant.
Pretty significant.
Yeah. So everybody go out and buy a rain barrel. You can buy it from, the Woodlands Green for $87.
Not 96.
Oh, it's 96 now?
Yes.
Okay, sorry. $96. And then you get a rebate from us on your water bill for half of that. So your cost is really, do the math, Terry, whatever the math is, half of the $96. So your cost is minimal.
Yeah.
So I think it's a really good deal. And you can go on their site and just buy it right there. And then you can go to your office and pick up their rain barrel.
Yes. You come to Environmental Services office on Millennium Forest to pick up the rain barrel. So Bob, before we leave that topic completely, so we can get recommendations about whether we need to put any irrigation down.
Yes.
If we know, for example, one of our watering days is going to be that Friday night into Saturday morning, and we have our landscape contractor come out on Saturday morning, would you suggest that it would be a good idea not to water the night before you're going to have landscape work done?
Yes. In fact, we get that question several times. I can't make an exception for one person. I get calls, and my guy's coming in on Saturday morning, and my water day is Friday, and I don't want to water, but I don't know what to do. Can you change my day? And I can't. well, if I do it for one person, then I have to do it for everybody, and that's not something I can do. So yes, I would suggest they not water.
But the defined irrigation schedule, Bob, only applies to automated systems,
Only
correct?
applies to automated systems.
So
So
after the landscape contractor leaves, that resident could use a hose and a hose-in sprinkler, a manual sprinkler, and water areas where they may need water added that day. And that's no harm, no foul, even if it's during the day. Is that correct?
exactly. You can water with a hose in or a hose in sprinkler anytime, day or night. If you want to get out there midnight and spray your lawn, that's what I do.
But it can be used any day, regardless of your scheduled days, if you're using a manual sprayer. I don't know. I know a lot of folks who actually enjoy standing out in their yard and watering their flower beds, their flowering plants with a hose-in sprayer, just so they can enjoy the blooms and see the pollinators. So
I agree.
if your landscape contractor's timing conflicts with your automated system setup, just leave it off for that day, that night, and use your manual sprinkler the next day. That
Exactly.
can kind of solve your problem.
And there's some really nice sprinklers out there that you could get. They're inexpensive and they work really well.
All right. So, Bob, would you tell us one more time those 3 months that we need to avoid irrigating so that we can keep our sewer charge a little lower?
Yes. December, January, and February, which are the winter months, and that's when grass is dormant and it doesn't need any water during those periods. And we get a lot of rain and precipitation during that time. We might even get snow, which is also.
All right, let's briefly return to the new meters, if you will.
Sure.
So on this new system, you've indicated with some of your charts here and some of your graphs that we still will be able to look back to previous years or previous months' water use so that we can compare, even though we may be getting more accurate readings now with our new smart water meters. We still have access to that previous use data. Is that correct?
That's exactly correct. Yes. You will have access to immense amounts of data from the past.
So our new meters will actually alert us if something begins to show a quick high water use that indicates there could be a leak. But in the past data, what we would have to compare to would just be a high usage period, not necessarily specifically leak indicators.
Exactly. Yes, that's exactly right. So let's say July, and you're watering, let's say your watering is half of whatever it is, 10,000 gallons. And that's your irrigation usage. And then we're looking at August, and all of a sudden it goes up to 15,000. So you want to know why, and we want to know why that increase is there, because the months, the temperatures, everything is about the same. So what happened there? Is there a leak? And there could very well be a leak. Or even if it's, 1,000 gallons or 500 gallons or even 10 gallons more than we want to know, you want to know if there's a leak out there. Is there a faucet dripping? Is the toilet running continuously? Is there a leak outside with your hose bib? There could be many, many things that are involved. So yeah, you want to know, the customer wants to know, but we would like to know too, because that's water we're losing as well.
And so if, for example, the sprinkler system comes on and the next day you got an alert during the day about a potential leak, might it be a good idea to have someone come out and check your sprinkler system itself, the piping, to make sure that You know, things happen. Someone
Yeah.
accidentally runs over a sprinkler head near a driveway or something.
We have a free service called the Wise Guys. And these are vetted and licensed irrigators who will go out to your house free and do a complete inspection of your sprinkler system and even help you set up your controller to make sure that either your heads are properly aligned, the sprinkler heads. If there's a break in the line somewhere, or there's a broken sprinkler head that you don't see, it's behind a plant or something. Yeah, they will go and check and give you a full report, a written report on that. And all you got to do is go to our website, Woodlands Water, look up Wise Guys, click on there and sign up for it. And they will call you or email you and set up a time. They want you to be there so that you can walk the system with them and see what the problems are, if there are any problems. So,
what a great service. All right. I'm going to ask you, Bob, if you will, at this point, could you go back in your presentation and just run through one more time, getting onto the website and getting signed up for the Water Smart program?
Of course.
Show us those steps to get signed up again, please.
Yes, I will do that. So what you want to do, first of all, is go to our website, which is woodlandswater.org. And you will get to this page, which is our home page. And then you want to go to services. This is a list at the top of the page. And you want to click on services. Then you want to go to, that will pop up. There will be a pop-up and that will say Water Smart Portal. You want to click on there. Then you want to go to, you'll get to this page and you'll see this link, Water Smart Customer Portal. Click on there and that will bring you to a page, and I don't have that page, but what it'll bring you to is a sign-on page, and you can sign on, put in your own password, and then you are linked to this system, and you can access it through your phone, you can access it through your computer. So once you're linked to the system, you're linked to the system, and then you can fill out the information that you want to receive.
And so at this point, Bob, this is not an app. This is an access point.
Exactly.
So whether you have an Android or a smartphone, iPhone, what you do is not using it as an app. It is an access point so that when you put in an email address to receive alerts, if you get your email on your phone, you could watch for an email alert there.
Yes.
Or if you don't have it set that way, you certainly can just check your emails on your computer periodically to watch for notifications from Woodlands Water. Would that be correct?
That is absolutely correct. Yes.
And so when we get an email alert on our phone, we need to open that and see what that message is. But then we, at any time from our phone or from our computer, if we just want to take a look at what usage looks like right now, then we go log in using that password that we set into the Water Smart portal.
Exactly. That's exactly right. And you have to go into the Water Smart portal and tell the system that you want to receive those specific emails. So, yeah.
And so in some of the examples you showed us, people were getting notes about a specific day that water usage was going up.
Yes.
I recall one, there were several emails in a row that said you're using more water than normal for this time of day, this time of month.
Exactly.
So those are the kinds of information you receive as a Water Smart customer. Is that correct?
Exactly. You're not going to get an email on, well, you get an email on this, but this is also on your, you can access this on your website, on your phone or your computer.
Right.
This very graph you can access on your computer. So,
or your phone.
Or your phone. And we will, in addition, we will send you an email. If you've approved, if you've gone ahead and said, yes, please send me an email. And on the other thing, you can go on signing up for my email every Monday. You can go on the front page of our website, and you can see it says email. Just fill in your name and address, and then we'll get an email.
It actually says receive updates. It's on the right-hand side of that front page of Woodlands Water
Yes.
Website, and that's where you fill in your email address. Then it will ask you a few other questions, so it can help you determine if there's a specific mud area. So,
Yep.
so Bob, those ET networks that are around, are they going to give you and ultimately us as customers rain information that are very local, or are they even broken down by mud, or are they township wide, or how specific are those rain reports that you base on?
We have 4 out there that we use, and then Harris County flood system has more in the area, but our 4 are strategically located in the Woodlands. We have one on the southeast side of the Woodlands over in Grogansville. We have one in the center of the Woodlands. And I understand that sometimes it rains on one side of the Woodlands and doesn't rain on the other side because of the bubble. But yeah, and then we have one on the northwest side, and then we have one on the southwest side. So we can pretty well know which area had rain or didn't have rain. I'll do an average for that. I'll take an average and use that as a general guideline. But yes, we have that. And then the Texas ET has data for our specific area, and also Harris County Flood District has surrounding stations to gauge the water, the precipitation in the area. So using all of those and applying a formula to it, I can get an idea of how much water we need to use in any week or any day. Texas A&M has a thing. It's called Water Your Yard, and you can get that. But I'm doing the same thing. It's expensive. I think they charge $30,000 a year to do that, when I can do it for nothing. And so I would say get my email instead of their email. So.
All right, Bob. Well, this has been a terrific morning for information from you. Thank you so much for taking the time to share all this with us today.
Thank you for having me.
There were no further questions. So guys, let's take about a 15-minute break.